Hi, I'm Amrita Kishore and I am an architect. I run an architecture design practice called Elemental.
Hello everyone, my name is Cherish Manuran. I'm the founder and CEO of Cherish Expeditions.
Hi, I'm Zipshika from Koi Koi, and Koi Koi is my small art venture where I sell my art in the form of stickers, art prints, bookmarks, and even notebooks.
Hi everyone, I am Savina Maharjan. By profession, I am a senior UX designer at Liflock Technology Nepal, and I also call myself as entrepreneur.
Hi everyone, I am Anubhav Adhikari, co-founder and CEO of Cuba Nepal. If it does not go up and down, if it's still, then we are dead. So similarly, if your life is like this, you're pretty much dead. So like, it needs up and down. And there has been times when I felt like, this is not for me. Like times where I had to carry 20 kgs of the packages that came from abroad in my head like this, and drenched in rain.
Why did I choose the life of an entrepreneur? The reason for me to choose this path and travel down this space of entrepreneurship was because I could identify a problem which is not solved. I could identify that the traditional education system had gaps which were not filled. For example, there were not relevant issues that were addressed, like mental health, sustainable living, climate change. These were not addressed in the traditional education system, and I felt it's super important, and it is time that we worked on such causes.
So, the idea of entrepreneurship is something that I've been really drawn to ever since I was a child, actually. And what actually drove me to be, interested in entrepreneurship is mainly the fact that it had a lot to do with the freedom that came along with it. Personally, I felt that it would give me a bigger opportunity to live the life I've always wanted to.
I also am a street cuber, and when we started solving here in Nepal, we didn't get good quality cubes. We all could see it in YouTube, but there was this gap. No one was bringing any good quality cubes here in Nepal. So I thought something should be done and decided to, start a platform where Nepali cubers can get access to high quality cubes. Just filling the gap made me choose the life of an entrepreneur.
No, I never thought I would live a life of entrepreneur. I must say it's lockdown that made me to be an entrepreneur, but आफैले त्यो गर्छु भनेर चाहिँ कहिले पनि नै मैले सोचेको पनि थिएन. पहिला लकडाउन नभएको बेला आई वाज बिजी विथ माई वर्क. मलाई अरूलाई के प्रब्लम भइरहेको छ, अरूले के गरिरहेको छ भनेर कहिले पनि बुझ्ने टाइम पनि भएन, र कसरी अरूलाई हेल्प गर्ने भन्ने कुरा त भइरहेको हुन्थ्यो, तर पनि मैले चाहिँ कसरी गर्न सक्छु भनेर चाहिँ कहिले पनि सोचेको नै थिएन. तर लकडाउनले चाहिँ त्यो कुरा रियलाइज गर्यो, एन्ड इट पुस्ड मी कि आई मस्ट डु भन्ने कुरा, एन्ड देन आई स्टार्टेड एन्ड आई नेभर स्टप्ड.
I think that I would end up as an entrepreneur. To be honest, I worked for around 7 to 8 years in my life in startups and one of the best MNCs in the world, and I was paid really well. I had a very convenient life, but always I knew that there was something missing. I had a calling in me, and my gut always told me that the amount of time and effort that we put here, if I could use it for a bigger purpose, tap into my own intuition, find out what's my gut telling me, and if that was my calling, work on it.
Again, I did not. I did not even think about starting a business when I opened this page for the first time back in 2019. I just, like I said, I wanted it to be a personal space for my art, and over time it just happened, and I'm really grateful for the entire experience. And even now, I don't feel like I am there yet.
The next question is, if there's a pattern or a formula to be a successful entrepreneur. I would say ask yourself a couple of questions to start with. What is success to you? Define success. Is it the financial abundance, that's making profit? Is that being successful? Is it fame? Is it supporting and employing local communities and uplifting livelihoods? Or is it the leverage of time? Come up with your answers. I think that would be the first step. And define what are you looking at. Are you looking at building an empire which is a for-profit organization? What domain does it fall under? Is it an edtech company, or is it like an NGO or a non-profit organization, right? So that will give you a better idea on where you're heading and what is success according to you. And once you have a clarity on this is when you can shortlist the top 10 entrepreneurs, top leading 10 entrepreneurs in the domain of your choice. Read about them, interview them, come up with like a set of 10 questions you want to ask them. Get connected with them on LinkedIn. Ask them what are the struggles that they have faced, and check with them if they can mentor you and eventually get on the advisory board of the company that you're making, sharing your vision. Yeah, I think that should be a good start. And always learning from the pioneers before who have traveled or taken the journey will only give you more insights on the success mantras that they have and what are the struggles that they have faced, so that you can improvise, overcome and adapt every single time.
So in the early days of Koi Koi, I used to take custom orders a lot, and in one of these custom orders there was one that was from a girl who was in a long distance relationship for over 8 years, and she wanted to, like, their anniversary was coming up and she wanted to give him something very significant, and she explained to me what she wanted and what visions she had, and I made everything, and I went to deliver it myself. And the moment she opened the box and looked at it, she had tears in her eyes, and even I could not stop crying because of how emotional she felt. And she was just thanking me all the time, like even after she gifted it, and she just told me how happy that piece made them feel, and she shipped it to UK, and it was the most satisfying moment to this day.
ह्याप्पी मोमेन्ट चाहिँ आई क्यान से फ्यु कुराहरू यसमा चाहिँ. सो सिन्स मेरो सामानहरू सबै एकै ठाउँमा बन्दैन होइन, लोक्ता पेपर बनाउनेहरू डिफ्रेन्ट हुनुहुन्छ, स्क्रन्चिज अनि ह्यान्डमेड प्रडक्टहरू, अर्को निटिङ प्रडक्टहरू होइन, क्यान्डलहरू डिफ्रेन्ट ठाउँमा बनाउनुहुन्छ. सो उहाँहरूको साइडबाट ह्याप्पिनेस इज जब मैले उहाँलाई कुनै नै अर्डर दिइरहेको हुन्छ होइन, यो बनाइदिनुहोस् न मलाई, यो अब यो अर्डरहरू आउँदैछ भनेर भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ उहाँहरू एकदमै खुसी हुनुहुन्छ क्या. लाइक द्याट मेक्स मी एकदमै धेरै खुसी कि उहाँहरूको फेसमा नै अर्को एक्सप्रेसन लाइक हुन्छ नि, कस्तो एक्साइटेड हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरू, अनि सामानहरू बनाइदिँदाखेरि पनि कस्तो खुसी भएर क्या हुन्छ नि, त्यसमा माया पनि हुन्छ क्या. हरेक सामान बन्छ त्यो सामानमा उहाँहरूको माया पनि अट्याच हुन्छ होइन, अनि त्यो कुरा चाहिँ मलाई एकदमै धेरै सेटिस्फ्याक्सन दिन्छ. अनि अर्को साइड चाहिँ इट्स फ्रम द कस्टमर साइड. सो कस्टमर साइडबाट पनि आई ट्राई माई बेस्ट कि उहाँहरूलाई सबै कुरा राम्रोसित नै डेलिभर्ड होस् होइन, सामान राम्रो नै होस् भनेर। अनि उहाँहरूले पनि राम्रो फिडब्याकहरू दिँदाखेरि होइन, अनि फेरि पछि पनि सामान लिँदाखेरि चाहिँ आई फिल भेरी ह्याप्पी कि त्यो मनमा नै लाइक आइ एम नट ह्याप्पी विथ मनी होइन, तर आइ एम ह्याप्पी विथ देयर ह्याप्पिनेस, अनि द्याट एड्स ह्याप्पिनेस अन मी एन्ड प्रोत्साहन।
Describe about a time that I felt this is not for me, or there are adversities, this is not working for me. One instance that comes to my mind when I think about that is COVID. The world is going through a pandemic, and we are a travel first company. What more can we expect, yeah? The first lockdown, and we are thinking, how do we pay the bills? I have volunteers and interns working from across the globe. I have to go ahead, right? So but travel is not happening. We couldn't foresee how long this might take. Did our research, started working on whatever mandatory precautions we could get from WHO, World Health Organization, constantly followed updates from UN, WTO, United Nations, World Tourism Organizations, and other tourism bodies, and we could successfully pull out 2 expeditions.
So the fifth question is, can you think about the time when you felt like that this is not for you? How did you feel then and now? Can you share your thoughts? I have felt this way a lot of times all these years. I do have some sort of imposter syndrome, and I don't have an art background. I did not study art. I have had no actual classes, art classes or whatever, and I am doing the thing that I have zero experience in, and it just comes out of passion. So there are days when I just feel like I'm an imposter doing stupid things, but I guess people like it. And so one of the most so the day I felt that this is not for me was when I started like failing in a way that people were starting to deceive me. So this one time I sent out a koi book and somebody stole it, and I still to this day I don't know who stole it, and I just had to like resend the koi book to the actual person who ordered it. And I don't know what went wrong, but I just felt like, I am too kind for business and people just take advantage of me. Like there have been a lot of cases where people just keep asking for discounts over and over and over again, and at one point I was like losing money instead of making it, and it was just demotivating. It was very demotivating. But then I also have like so many people who send me so many messages and even letters, and it just makes my day. And on days when I feel kind of emotional about not being the right fit for the whole thing or entrepreneurship, I just look back at all the messages and I feel happy. I want to cry. Shit. Okay.
So, my message for the new generation of entrepreneurs is that if you've got an idea and if you believe in it, and if you feel that it solves a problem that is currently existing, that there is a pain point that you are solving, then I would say definitely go for it. And the stronger your pain point is, the higher chances that your idea has got a chance of becoming a great success.
Towards personal transformation, as well as in your journey towards empowering the nation and the world, and giving back and doing your bit as an entrepreneur. Feel free to hit me up if there is anything. You can find me as Cherish Manuran on LinkedIn, and or you can reach us directly through our query form on cherishexpeditions.com. Thank you so much and wish you all the best.
As a final message to whoever is watching this video,
लाइक केही कुरा गर्नु मन छ जस्ट डु इट हुन्छ नि. लाइक इट डजन्ट मिन द्याट केही पनि कुरा अरू हुन्छ नि अनलाइन सपिङ केही खोल्ने बित्तिकै चाहिँ खोलेको 10 दिनमा नै युल बी मिलियनियर भन्ने चाहिँ छैन होइन. यु निड टु बी कन्सिस्टेन्ट गरिराख्नु पऱ्यो होइन. दे मेबी डेज अर मन्थ्स एउटा पनि अर्डर नहुने अर हुन्छ नि कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ एकदमै अर्डर भएर नै एकदमै ओभरवेल्म हुने पनि भइरहेको हुन्छ. सो आई मस्ट से
You have to keep going and you have to believe in yourself and you have to focus on the positive instead of looking at the sales you did not make, the people you were not able to attract or your flaws. You cannot dwell on that. You just have to keep moving. Like when I started Koi Koi, when I started selling stickers at first, I only had 2 customers and they were my friends. And
if you want to become an entrepreneur or if you want to just do a job, whatever it may be, what I want to tell you is do what you can't. And I would like to borrow a few words from Casey Neistat.
And never forget, you don't have to listen to anyone because in this new world, no one knows anything.
Hi haters!
The haters, the doubters are all drinking champagne in the top deck of the Titanic and we are the fucking iceberg.
I hope all of you will be the iceberg. Keep on being awesome.